Hey you, we're Hudson and Harmony. We got married and bought a cargo van, and in 3 months we're trying to build it out and turn it into our full-time van life travel van. Today we're installing our subfloor and framing, and we have no experience. We're both really new to this, so we're gonna give it our best shot, and here we go.
We have our wood that we got from Home Depot. We got pine, and the dimensions are
12 pieces of 1x4x8, and then we did 3 1x6x8s. So hopefully that's enough, but if not, we'll get a little bit more. But that should be good. That should hold us up for the time being. We might have to buy some more for the roof slides, but we'll see.
Also an update. We were able to use a shop through some people that we know while we're traveling, because we made it to our travel spot. Have been trying to get things done in the shop. So now we're doing framing.
So welcome to Neptune's Harbor. That's what this place is called.
Really?
Yeah. Show them the sign over there. For our furring strips / framing, we're using these self-drilling wood to metal screws by Tex. You know, we thought about doing the rib nuts, but it just seems like too much of a hassle. And I've been doing a lot of research online about, you know, the interior rust and all the pros and cons, and you know, I feel like this is just a safe option for us. Do rib nuts if you want. We're gonna stick with these guys. So.
It's in.
It's good.
First real dilemma, we screwed a screw in here. It went all the way through, but it was completely loose because there's a thicker piece of metal behind here, so it didn't get a good grip. So we're just gonna have an empty hole right there. But the other ones went well. So we're struggling getting this strip in. We keep trying to drill it in, but the metal underneath, for some reason, is like insanely strong and we cannot get the screws through. We were trying to get a pilot hole in, and that is also not working. We're not quite sure what's next. I don't really know what Hudson's doing right now. I'm hoping that he figures out what to do, because I have no idea what to do. We ended up just taking this piece off. We're gonna keep that piece down there though, and I don't know if we're gonna do this piece in the end or not. We'll come back to that. We're gonna do other pieces first. Come back to that guy. That guy is hard. Let me see. Oh, it smells like s'mores. We just got done with traveling. We are stationed at Hudson's parents' house because we were able to have a little bit more convenience out here. We were able to wash the van, thank you parents, and also have power at our fingertips, thank you as well. We are going to frame this guy up. We were able to get insulation and 2 framing pieces up while we were on our travels, but now we are going to finish the framing, and then I'm also going to put the insulation on the ceiling because we're not doing a skylight anymore, because it would have been too hard to do that, because it would have had to be DIY skylight, and we're just on a very slim schedule. And so we're going to go ahead and put that sucker up, frame the van, and get it done. PSA, if you are framing before you put your subfloor in, we did not cut enough here for our subfloor, so we'll have to cut around our wood pieces that we put in for our subfloor. The rest we will keep in mind for that, but I didn't even think about that.
So we got some marine grade adhesive here we're gonna add to our furring strips, and we've got some pocket holes drilled in them. We're also gonna add some screws to make it nice and strong, but this one's gonna go right here for where our bed's gonna come off the wall here. So hello, I have no idea what I'm doing, by the way.
You doing a heartbeat?
Yep. That was a flat line. I don't know if you can tell.
After getting rid of our plants, there was like a whole bunch of plants right here, but this is what it looks like in our living room, a whole workshop going on. And we just were able to get this set up on the patio so Hudson can cut some wood and have a functioning apartment slash shop going on.
We had to go to Home Depot to pick up a couple more boards. And we got 5 boards total. We got a 6-foot board and cut it to size. And then we got 4 more 8-foot boards. So I think that brings us to a total of like 16 boards for the frame of pine.
We labeled all these pieces on this diagram so that we can build this out before we import it to the van.
Stop.
Sorry. Say honey again. There.
You got it?
I have it.
I want you to hold it. Gosh, I want to get some food. Wow, is it just like international cook night or something tonight? What is going on? I'm smelling barbecue, I'm smelling Mexican food. I'm gonna have some barbecue tomorrow.
Got these fairy lights. I'm gonna see if they work, so we can light this place up.
Do it now.
That'd be great. I'll do what now?
Try to like push right there. You can try drilling another thing in just to tighten it up.
I'll come back when it's finished. And here's the fairy lights. I just put them up. How do they look?
They look good.
Thanks. I was mainly talking to you and not him. Currently trying to screw in these holes right here. Struggling a little bit because the first one didn't go in. The second one did. We'll see about the third. Circle Bus 101. We couldn't screw this whole upper panel in at all. We tried. Couldn't go in. We think that this wall panel right here is different from this and that because it's like a thicker material and the screws won't go in. So what we did instead is we glued this top piece with marine
Loctite marine adhesive.
And then we're gonna glue these in place and then pocket hole these into this bad boy and then pocket hole it into that so it's glued tight and also glued tight here and then screwed in here.
All right, so we ran into an issue while we were installing our framing. We got the whole entire left side done and then realized if we were putting in our right side that we wouldn't have room to put in our subfloor. So here we are. We bought a table saw and we are gonna try to build our subfloor right now.
And we just brought materials as well for the floor. We're gonna knock that sucker out, get that sucker in the van, and then put that right side up for framing. Boom.
So we ended up going with R5 XBS foam board. That's 1 inch thick for our foam insulation for our flooring. We ended up also buying a 12 by 2, or it's a 2 by 4 by 12 to cut some wood for ring strips to do the framing for the skeleton of our floorboards. And so this is all of our subfloor. We're gonna go and start building it. I can probably just jigsaw the rest of it.
Okay.
You want me to do that?
Yeah.
Oh, poor friend.
Did he get scared?
Yeah.
Did he fly away?
No, he's right there.
Oh, okay, thank goodness. We have a little friend. She's right there. We love her. Just got done cutting our pieces where we needed them, and this is our pile of sawdust. We got all the strips, and then we made a diagram with all of our measurements. Oh my gosh, guys!
She laid 1 egg.
She laid an egg!
That's
It's
right.
her nest. It's so fun.
Right there. I don't know if you can see it. Just the white little speck.
Oh, we're so happy for her. Moment of truth.
It's good.
Wow, that's awesome.
Let's just get that little lip right there.
Yeah.
This thing. I'm about to shave.
Our skeleton guy last night for our subfloor. We glued them together with Loctite PL 400 subfloor constructive adhesive, and then we pocket hold all the wood together on top of that. Now I'm going to sweep Rust-Oleum any scratches we have left over, and then we'll be cutting the foam for our skeleton so the pieces fit into the skeleton. We ended up labeling each one that we're cutting so that we can understand which one is which once we get the cuts, like those over there. And now we're doing H right now.
H for H and H.
Yeah, Hudson and Harmony.
That's our names.
So I just tried to fit 4 of the foam pieces into the skeleton for the subfloor, and not one of them fit. It's just like little things. This guy right here, I think it's just right here and right here that need to be slivered off, and this guy right here. And then those 4 pieces the same thing. So I'm gonna have to run up and shave it off and then try again, I guess. We're measuring our template, which is our manufactured carpet, on top of our subfloor wood that will go in so that we can cut out those pieces and fit it in the van, but we're just double checking some measurements to make sure they're exactly what they need to be. Update on the nest. The egg is going. I think that's Mom. I think her egg was stolen.
I think a mockingbird came and stole it. We saw it fighting with Dad earlier, and now I think she's mourning over her nest.
marking with tape everywhere that we are going to be gluing under the skeleton.
Yep, I think so. So now we're putting in some of this marine grade adhesive. Doing little dots along these ridges where we know our skeleton is going to be up there. Started off doing some subfloor adhesive, but we're going to save some of that for the wood to wood connection. So we're using marine grade right here.
Hudson's going in with some PL300 foam board adhesive right now, so that when we put the foam boards down into these crevices, they're going to be all glued down and tight. And he's putting some little dollops in the center of those guys on the ridges.
They say to do circles instead of just lines, so that way it's an even press, I guess. That's what we've been reading.
Hudson's parents had some weight we could use, and so that's how we're gluing our skeleton and foam down right now, is with distributed weight on top of our plywood. And then tomorrow we'll come back, take off the plywood, and glue the plywood down.
Harmony's back here, and we are inside the van. It is currently rainy, and so we're trying to troubleshoot how to do some of this kind of spray foam gaps and cracks stuff while it's raining, so we can avoid getting the wood wet, because we don't want any wet wood or mold or anything like that. So currently doing that. Harmony's over here spraying it up.
Oh, yep, and you're making a mess. We're going in and shaving off the excess foam, letting the rest of it cure for a few hours, and then gluing the plywood. We put PL300 on the foam, PL400 on the wood, and now we're lowering down the plywood onto the hole underneath so that we can glue it together. Last thing we forgot to mention was that we rewired our harness through the frame, because before it would be in the way of the frame, and so we made sure to have a gap here, put it behind there, and put it above so it doesn't take any inches from our inside living space in the van when we put up our wall. But we just used zip ties to make sure it was hooked up and connected in a different spot so that it's not in the way. Now what we're doing is we are copy and pasting this side of the van and putting it on this side of the van, except for like a couple tweaks. And other than that, that's the end of the video. So thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe to show your support, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye!